Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So this is Giacomo and the selected business for the business transformation project that I've chosen is Accor Hotels. Now, Accor Hotels is a multinational hotel chain, famous all over the world, operating in the hospitality sector. Okay. Now, in this presentation, I'll go through three main parts. Okay. So the challenge and changes assessments that Accor Hotel has been faced. And consequently, the implementation strategies and plans, due to the changes. And then finally, the change review and control. Okay, thank you. Now, cool. So the main challenge that Accor Hotels has faced regards the very fierce competition. Okay, so the growth of digital competitors such as Airbnb has provided a big threat to Accor Hotels, as well as other online travel agencies. And so due to this challenge, Accor Hotels has come up with some changes, okay? Multiple changes actually. The first one is like organizational system changes, right? So they've been made some changes internally. They have introduced two new kind of sectors, departments inside, sections better. Hotel services and Accor Invest. So hotel services has been introduced to provide additional services to guests, whereas Accor Invest to invest money on new resources, in particular technological resources, also known as travel tech startups. Okay, we can define this change as technostructural. Okay, this regards both organizational system and technological resources, and this is a radical change, meaning that it's a big change, and the investment that will be made over a long period of time. Okay. Now, Accor Hotels has decided to focus mainly on the luxury segment, mainly for the mere reason of the growth of the middle class income. So people, the middle class can now afford expensive services as well. The image here on the left, it just shows some examples of luxury travel tech startups. So we have One Fine Stay, Luxury Retreats, and Aussie's collections, to name a few. And as a consequence, the focus on the luxury segment has brought improvements both in the operational and sustainable performance of the hotel entity. Okay. Now, this is the change management teams that will go through the changes and the implementation strategies. Okay. So basically, the main figures that will go through the project. The big figure in the middle is the CEO and chairman, Mr. Sébastien Bézin, the principal. Okay. The driver of the change. And aside from him, the other management teams composed by Mr. Thibault Viort, this French guy, who is the CEO of the Disruption and Growth Department, and Mr. Maud Bailey, the CEO of Digital and Information Systems. Now, these teams have the common purpose of increase the hotel's agility, as well as anticipating the future changes and customer needs and requests. Okay, just a quick example on the digital information systems. So they're looking to build an agile IT infrastructure as per enhancing the Accor Hotels experience for guests. Those are the one. And now start with the implementation plans. Starting off with the digital transformation plan is one of them. The two major strategies here are the creation of new digital channels, such as Swipolo and Destigo, which are new travel tech apps. Okay. For instance, Swipolo is an itinerary management travel tech app, okay, that improves efficiency. However, these overall digital channels has been implemented to improve the direct booking system of the hotel. Okay. So examples: fast check-ins, fast check-outs, as well as direct payments. Okay. So improve the efficiency. And then the second strategy, hospitality platform, also known as hotel as a platform. It's got various names, this strategy. It can be called either hotel as a platform or augmented hospitality strategy. And it basically extend the relevance to guests, okay, by providing additional hotel services. I'll just make an example of one of them. So next door in Accor Local. Accor Local is another travel tech, okay, that offers complementary services, however not internally but outside the business entity. So they come up with new services like pick up dry cleaning, or offers instance, that provide yoga sessions, yoga classes, fitness sessions, this kind of stuff. Yeah. This is the digital training plan, okay, which will be held at the Accor Hotels Academy, which is the department for learning and development for Accor Hotels. Now, this plan has been run for 40 digital deployment dates. That was from the 29th of October until the 17th of December last year. And the facilitator, the providers of this training are the two people I mentioned earlier, so Mr. Biort and Mr. Bailey. The learning objects in this digital training include e-learning modules, iterative videos, infographics, quizzes, virtual classrooms, okay? So it's a proper digital training. It's not just a training, it's a digital training purposely made for these changes. The implementation package includes two packages here. One is the reporting plan, shows in this slide, and then we'll see afterwards the audit checklist. The reporting plan is based on a 5-year plan, okay? And Mr. Biort and Mr. Bailey are responsible to report any feedbacks or changes to the driver of the change, okay, Mr. Bezin, the driver. In the sales, just quickly, Mr. Bailey will be responsible to monitor the strategic plans that I mentioned previously by making an evaluation annual report, whereas Mr. Biort will look after the travel tech startups and make an annual report for the next 5 years. Okay. And then the audit checklist basically ticks off and confirms all the actions that have been made through this business transformation project. So challenge assessment, change management teams employed, and the implementation plans that we've seen earlier, so digital transformation plan, digital training plan, and the previous slides regarding the reporting plan. Okay. And finally, the change review and monitoring. So after the completion, after the achievement of this project goal, the change management teams as rewarder is its Accor talents. Accor talents at Accor Hotels, they are the employees. So they've been rewarded them through with monetary and non-monetary compensations. So monetary compensation regards like remuneration package, bonuses, or incentives, whereas non-monetary could be award certificates, trophies, gifts, such as the Employee of the Month certificate is one of them. That gives a sense of recognition and appreciation to the employee's work that is done through the project. And then the monitoring tools used through the implementation strategies were UserSnap and benchmarking. So UserSnap has been utilized to collect employee feedback and to address any issues during the training sessions, for instance. And benchmarking has been helped to improve the employee performance level by using the sales key performance metrics, such as monthly sales growth or monthly new customers. Cool. This is the reference slide. Maybe I'll be using the Accor Hotels websites. However, I've also been used some tourism and hospitality websites, such as New Zealand Tourism Guide, Hospitality Insights, Hospitality Net, Hotel Online, etc. Cool. Okay. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Right there.
Thank you.
Your question?
Yeah.
Right. Under the stakeholder approach, so who are the main stakeholders involved in the change process?
Yeah.
How right they had the approach with the Maori community?
Oh, okay, yeah. So the main stakeholders are internal stakeholders, as I mentioned earlier. So these three figures, the leaders, with Accor, with employees behind them. How they approach the Maori community. So obviously, well, they've been obviously, like, this is an international hotel chain famous all over the world, and so they put their hotels in New Zealand as well. They ask obviously initially for permission if they could building more hotels here as they are expanding. That's their purpose, to expand their hotels all over the world. They want to do here as well. So they've been asking for permission and respecting, the Maori values like relationship and the work-life balance of the culture, of New Zealand culture. Yeah.
Especially it's a tourism related company. So therefore Maori values are very, very important, and it has to be taught to these tourists also, to respect the Maori values and all. So what ACO has taken the steps to provide this information, how they provide the information to the tourists, to their customers?
So so they've been engaging with them by first of all by communicating them the changes that ACO Hotels is going through, and then basically just informing them about that they are in a different country and they have to behave and respect the Maori community.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.